What's up, masochists, and welcome back to your self-inflicted journey of pain in learning how to sell your home without a realtor. I'm your host, Justin Dower, and in this episode, we're going to unpack another very crucial task, which is preparing for your showings. And this is really a game changer. It's going to be what allows the absolute cream of the crop homes to get the top dollar in their sale versus somebody who is just kind of slapping their listing out there, not really doing too much to put some lipstick on their pig or roll their turd in glitter, and not doing anything at all to make the public excited about buying their home. We do not want that. We want you to have the most successful sale possible. And we're going to talk about three different concepts that seem really basic and are probably part of the everyday lexicon of anybody who knows anything about selling a house. But when you start to unpack these things a bit, there's a few tips and tricks you might learn about in this episode that might change how you plan to do things. So let's dive in. Now, first, decluttering. Seems simple. Lots of people have lots of stuff, and generally speaking, the more space you have in your home, the more stuff you accumulate as a general rule. This is the truth, but for real estate showings and for real estate sales, you really want to have more of a decluttered, not blank, but decluttered canvas. So what we like to use as a rule of thumb is maybe 30%. So let's say you've got that fireplace mantle. You've got pictures of the kids. You got pictures of the kids' kids. You got pictures of the nephews and the grandkids, and blah, 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 blah. You understand. Let's reduce the number of those photos to 30% of what they were. Let's include whatever else might be on the mantle. Doesn't matter what it is. If we want to make it picture perfect, if we want to make it showing perfect, we want it to include more decoration and less personal items, but all together about 30% of what was there in the first place. And you pick a flat surface, doesn't matter what we're talking about. Kitchen counters, mantles, bureaus, wherever. If you've got places to put something down, chances are you should probably take away at least 70% of what was there. Now, lots of folks think, okay, good advice, but why then shouldn't I just kind of pack up everything personal and put it away? Why shouldn't I just pack up literally everything and just leave the furniture? And the answer is people have poor imaginations. Places, homes need to look like homes. They need to feel lived in. And if we completely take everything away, they start to look austere. They start to look too staged, and we'll get into staging in a moment. We want to look authentic. We want to look genuine. We don't want to look like we asked ChatGPT or some of the generative AI, Midjourney and the like to create this real estate photography for us. So you get the idea of clutter. We want to make sure that we're looking at the basic trends of today, which is minimalism. We want to go in that direction. We want your home to feel open and spacious as well. If we pick a particular room and it's got just a ton of furniture in it, this happens with sitting rooms, living rooms a lot of the time. We have extra places to put a butt because we have lots of butts to accommodate in the family. But when it comes to the flow of a showing and people being able to move about your house and about different spaces within your house, maybe we remove a few of those chairs. We remove the old love seat that Dad really liked, a recliner that Dad really liked to sit back on during the games, what have you. You get the idea. Now, next, again, pretty common concept, cleaning. But really, this cannot be overstated. People do not want to inherit your filth after they buy your home. And frankly, the monthly payment of a potential buyer is not going to dramatically change if the purchase price, the agreed purchase price of your home goes up 20 grand, right? Maybe, pick a number out of a hat, it's probably even less, but maybe $50 a month, the monthly payment's gonna go up for that person's mortgage for an extra 20 grand worth of purchase price. Extra 20 grand sounds a lot like a good idea to me if I'm selling a home. And if I purely spent some time to get it clean, and I'm talking about spotless, especially those hard surfaces, high-touch surfaces, bathrooms, the fan blades that you never cleaned, the vent in the bathrooms that literally never got cleaned, all of these things are something that a homeowner is going to have to address when they move into a home, whether you've cleaned it or not. They're gonna look. When you move into a brand new place, you're gonna unscrew the vent cap and you're gonna clean under there. You're gonna wipe the fan blades. You're gonna pay very careful attention to cleanliness of every different part of your home when you first move in there. And if it's already done, hell yeah, I'd pay another 20 grand for that if I don't have to do it myself. Nobody is hiring cleaning professionals to do that type of cleaning. And if you did, it's going to cost you an arm and a leg. So coming out of pocket for that cash, very difficult if you're going to hire a cleaning crew to do that sort of in-depth, deep cleaning. But just borrow another 20 grand from the bank and financing it at an extra $50 a month. Sounds easy to me. Also, the tidiness of a home is an immediate, proportional, direct reflection on how well it was kept, its maintenance, and just the overall condition of the home. Not only that, but we talked endlessly now about first impressions, and you really don't get a second chance at this. If your bathroom or any place else in your home is really unkempt and dirty, people are now, it cues them in. It sets up that red flags, the hackles rise, the white-tailed deer is raising its tail up, the white flag. They're looking for other things that are wrong with this house now. Where in the reverse, if you've done your job and really made this place spotless, they're at ease. They're no longer searching for problems and may overlook problems. Not that we're trying to pull the wool over anybody's eyes, in the spirit of full disclosure, we make sure that we're telling people about any material defects in the house. We've talked about this many times. But if they're not looking for that little snag in the rug in the bedroom that drives you nuts, but may drive them nuts when they actually move in there, but they don't see, maybe you get a better price on the sale. That's really the name of the game. Now, third is staging. Now, this one's a little bit trickier, difficult to do yourself. Hiring a professional stager is really the way to go. You can certainly do this yourself, but we want to make sure, again, that we were looking at modern trends and kind of moving in that direction. Now, minimalism we talked about, but open, bright, and airy space is what, generally speaking, the market likes to digest right now. And that is not to say, myself especially, I love Italianate decorating it, and you have one eggplant colored accent wall. Maybe one accent wall is suede wallpaper or something like this, low light, brooding, dark. In the same vein, picture your English library or study, low light off of the desk lamp and mahogany everywhere, and the low desk lamp light is playing with the shadows. I love that. I can't wait to work in that space. But if I saw that on a real estate photograph, I'd be like, what are we trying to sell here? We need to pander to the widest available buying population as possible, and that means open, bright, airy. If you're selling a residence or a piece of property with such Italianate decorations or an English style study, turn the lights way up. Open blinds, shake off those dusty drapes, and let's get as much light and air as we can in here. If you, by chance, are moving out of your property before you're marketing it for sale, staging is a really big deal. People have, I mentioned it just a second ago, really poor imaginations. If there isn't an obvious and clear use for every room based on the furniture that's there, lending itself to whatever functionality it is that room is planned for, people just, they look at you like you have 10 heads, like, what are we doing in here? So either leaving some furniture behind or having a professional stager come in with some modern furniture and decorative pieces, really big to do. Virtual staging may be a good option for you. It's a cheaper option. It offers far more flexibility in what's available to you, and also can be done really without a lot of extra legwork. Of course, it's most of the time plain and painfully obvious that it is virtual staging and not professional staging real furniture. And the virtual staging certainly doesn't help you when it comes time for the actual showings. By the way, with all of these concepts, yes, we want these things to be done pre-photography. They lend themselves to a really wonderful real estate photograph, but don't slack after you've taken those real estate photographs and it's a couple of weeks or more in between your first showings. You can't just let the place fall to doo-doo in between photos and showings. You want your absolute best foot forward. You want it to be polished and shiny. When people walk in there, it's going to give that best first impression. I know I keep harping on that, but it's an absolute must. It's an absolute critically important concept. All right, this is going to make you better prepared for everything that's ongoing and oncoming with your real estate sales process. Stay tuned for the next episode. And by the way, if you are enjoying the content in these videos, don't forget to like and subscribe down below. And feel free to leave us any questions you'd like answered in the comments section as well. See you on the next one.